Today we're going to have a heart-to-heart, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a real strong, honest conversation about the 2024 Arizona Cardinals and how big this game is for the Cardinals heading into Week 5. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we cover the Arizona Cardinals breaking news, conversational pieces, everything surrounding your favorite team. So subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. All right, everybody, before we get started here, I want to go ahead and get you guys caught up with everything Arizona Cardinals news. We did hear from Jonathan Gannon a little earlier this morning. He ended up saying that Trey McBride, our tight end, has cleared concussion protocol. So it seems like he's going to be a go for Week 5 versus the San Francisco 49ers, which is absolutely huge news for the Cardinals. We need that weapon there. We've seen a little bit of Elijah Higgins, and I like him. I still do. I think he's a really good, solid number 2 tight end for the Cardinals, but I think you cannot deny the presence of what Trey McBride actually brings to this offense. So glad he's finally coming back after missing one game. Now, we did get some bad news about Garrett Williams, which is our up and rising star, right, in the cornerback position. Second year Arizona Cardinal Garrett Williams has been already ruled out. Unfortunately, he was the one who really played very, very well for the Cardinals in Week 4 versus the Commanders. Got himself an interception and just overall played very, very good. So he's not going to be playing. I'm only assuming we're going to be seeing, obviously, maybe some Keitrell Clark, Starling Thomas V, right? We're probably going to be seeing maybe more Max Melton. Just kind of really depends on what this coaching staff decides to do. Now, another kind of interesting thing to talk about is that Matt Prater, I believe he wasn't actually practicing all week, and the status is still kind of unknown with Matt Prater. Now, Jonathan Gannon came out and said that he seems to be, like there's a plan in place if he can't go, and there's a plan in place if he can go. So, like I said a little earlier, this is going to be a big move if Matt Prater cannot go, because obviously you're missing arguably one of the best kickers that the NFL have seen in a very long time, and is very, very good with, obviously 50-plus yarders in terms of getting a field goal. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the Arizona Cardinals are going to be able to maneuver this. If they're going to have them on Sunday, or if they're not. Let's see what happens there. Let's go and talk about how big this game is for the 2024 Arizona Cardinals, how big this game is for our franchise quarterback in Kyler Murray, and let's get started here right now. I don't know if you guys didn't notice, but I did not put a preview video, the 49ers versus Cardinals Week 5 matchup, right? Can the Cardinals shock the world, right? I didn't put one of those out because honestly, I think after the whole Commanders game, there has been a level of humble pie provided to Cardinals fans, including myself, and really looking at this 2024 roster and say, man, one thing that we've been talking about for a long time on this channel is that this Arizona Cardinals defense is not going to win you games. It's not, right? And for the Arizona Cardinals offense, if they're not clicking and they're putting that defense in a situation where they need constant 3-and-outs, or that they need to get that ball back, but the offense can't do anything, that's just a recipe for disaster, right? This Arizona Cardinals 2024 season, the biggest thing that we were sold on is that this offense was going to be able to score points, right? Now, we've seen some flashes from this Cardinal team, and I don't want to come out here and say hit the panic button, because granted, there's still 13 games left, right? And the way that we hear Jonathan Gannon speak, it doesn't seem like he's all too worried about the state of where the Cardinals are at right now. Now, obviously, with us being at 1-3, it's not a good look, right? It really isn't. Now, we got 2 games that are coming our way that are very, very crucial. And I'm not saying crucial because it's a division rival or, it's the Green Bay Packers. No, it's nothing to do with those specific teams specifically, but it has to do with the Arizona Cardinals being in a level of we can't fall too far behind, right? And I'm not talking about we need to make the playoff run, but you need to have some sort of trending in the right direction each game, week by week, right? And with what we kind of endured in this Commanders game, and I really do hope that it's an outlier. I really do. I hope that the Commanders game is an outlier and we're not going to see that ever again. But with what we've seen from this rookie quarterback, it's very deflating. It really is. It's very deflating to see a Commanders team that was not a good defense, Commanders team that nobody was talking about, right? Like they were the 2023, Houston Texans, right? Now, granted, the Washington Commanders are actually starting off a lot better than the Texans did, but it's always like, man, why can't we be that team, right? Why are we always rebuilding? Why are we always good for 1 or 2 years and then we rebuild for 5 or 6 years? Why can't we finally get it right? So that's kind of, I guess, where I'm at right now, right? Now, I do have some sort of faith. Obviously, once Sunday rolls around, Cardinals jerseys going on, and it's all let's go Cardinals from there. But let's continue to talk about how big this game is for Kyler as well as this Arizona Cardinals organization. With being 1-3, it is bad. It's not the end of the world, but it's bad, right? Now, if the Cardinals fall behind to 1-4, and let's call it like it is. I know there's a lot of Cardinal fans that are optimistic about this game, and it's another division rival, and you never know any given Sunday, but the possibility of being 1-4 is pretty realistic, right? And then we got the next week versus the Green Bay Packers, which they have their own playoff aspirations, and it's going to be in Lambeau. It's I don't know. I feel like this season is slipping away tick by tick by tick, and it all starts with this game here on Sunday. Now, do I feel like there's a chance that the Cardinals can win? Yes, of course. I'm always going to feel like there's a chance for the Cardinals to win any given Sunday. It's a division match. The Arizona Cardinals need to find a way to crawl and win this game, not just so much for the Cardinals organization or for the upward trajectory of what Jonathan Gannon's could be as a head coach, but also for Kyler Murray's legacy or his franchise QB tag, right? You do not want to see another beatdown like we did this last week versus the Washington Commanders, because we've seen it, right? We've seen teams draft a young quarterback and get leaps and bounds better from the year prior to the next year, right? Now, the Arizona Cardinals are right now seeming to trend in the direction of, hey, we might win more games in 2023, but that bar was so low that it almost doesn't feel that great unless the Cardinals win somehow 7 to 8 games, right? I feel like the Arizona Cardinals fan base right now are in a consensus that 7 to 8 games is pretty it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. 6 wins obviously is still progress, but I don't know if there's going to be a lot of Cardinal fans that are going to have a good taste in their mouth heading into 2025 if there's no changes being done to this organization. But, we're kind of in a situation where our general manager does feel like he is taking a very cautious approach to a rebuild. And although I might not agree with a lot of stuff that he's doing, he's going to be the guy that obviously has the final say at the end of the day. And I know our fan base is very lax. I know our fan base is very, very patient with constant rebuild, especially if it doesn't work. 3 or 4 years ago, it's always a constant rebuild here for this Cardinals organization. But this game right here in week 5 versus the 49ers is absolutely pivotal. It's huge. It's a monumental game for the 2024 season. It's going to be the deciding factor if you're going to be 2-3. Right, heading into Lambeau, or are you going to be a 1-4 team where some people might say that the Cardinals are dead in the water? Now, there is an instance where the Cardinals can, tally off multiple different wins in the end of the season. Yes, there's still some winnable games in this remaining of the schedule, and I'm not going to list them off, but I'm just going to go out there and say it because I thought that the Commanders was going to be a winnable game, and boy, was I wrong. But there is still some winnable games, and yes, the schedule does get less heavy for the Cardinals, but at some point you got to win the games that you're supposed to win. At some point you got to win the games that some people don't think that you're going to win, right? That's what makes the good teams playoff teams, right? And that's what make playoffs teams potential Super Bowl teams. And I'm not saying the Cardinals are a Super Bowl team, but that's eventually what makes you a team that doesn't care if you're playing the 49ers, doesn't care if you're playing the Green Bay Packers, doesn't care that you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, right? The Bills, right? The Lions of the modern Lions, not the old Lions, but the modern Lions, right? So we need to somehow find a spark within this Arizona Cardinals offense because this defense is not going to win you games, and we know that for sure. We need to find a way for the Cardinals to consistently stay on the field, convert those third downs, and of course continue to score points. Now, there has been a lot of questionable things happen from the coaching staff that are not taking the 3 points for Matt Prater. I think whenever we're in the red zone or in a situation, we just need to get those points, right? I get there's a lot of young coaches right now that are going down for those fourth down conversions, and I get analytics say to do that, but At the end of the day, points are crucial in the NFL, and it's going to be a deciding factor if they are on a final drive, if they need a field goal or a touchdown to win or potentially tie up a game for potentially overtime, right? So chances of getting those fourth downs for the Cardinals are not really good. And I think obviously third downs are actually more crucial than fourth downs, so we're not actually put in those situations to begin with. But ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on this game, right? 49ers versus Cardinals. Do you think there is a hope that the Arizona Cardinals actually go and win against a San Francisco team that is primed for maybe another Super Bowl run, another playoff run? Let me know in the comments below. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cardinals.